This conference will now be recorded.
Please, Vasant, Kumar, everybody speak yourself, introduce yourself.
Guys, am I audible or not? Is it clear?
Voice cleared, screen also cleared. So please
Yes,
introduce
it
yourself.
is audible.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, I'm EC background 2017. I'm called out. Previously,
2017 first one.
I'm
Okay.
2017 EC.
Okay. Currently, you
Uh,
are working in IT.
no. Previously, I'm preparing for a government exam. That's why. Now I'm going to. I'm decided to move into IT sector.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Any chance to move this
Yeah, we have a lot of chances.
sector?
I'll tell you. So we have a lot of the chances. You no need to worry about this one. We have a lot of the chances. So even for the mechanical department person also can move into that IT. So we don't worry about that one. So we are having a lot of features. Okay. So next one.
So hi sir, good morning. This is Kumar Swami actually.
Good morning.
I have completed my MBA. Yep, I have completed my MBA at 2020.
2020.
So
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
currently I'm working as a HR executive.
Okay.
So
you're
I
looking
want to
into
move.
that IT development from the HR department.
Exactly.
That's okay. Fine. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. What about others?
Yeah, hi Siva, this is Dasrath here. So I completed my graduation in the year 2014. Presently, I am working as a Linux administrator. So I thought of switching my career to the Azure data engineer.
So from the Linux administration, you are planning to switching into that Azure
Yeah,
data
instead
engineer.
of DevOps, I thought there are many opportunities on data engineer. So I'm looking for that.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I have knowledge on shell scripting, but I don't know programming knowledge. So I don't know how much it is required in the Azure data engineer.
Not a problem. I will give all the details. Not a problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Go get others. Please make it a little bit fast, actually. Yeah, go ahead, Vasanta or Vijay. Voice is not audible for me. Somebody speaking?
Yeah, this is Rakesh.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, this is
Go
Rakesh.
ahead, yeah, go ahead, Rakesh.
Yeah, I graduated in engineering in 2016.
Okay.
I'm non-IT background. Present, I'm working as civil engineer.
Presently working as a civil engineer.
Civil engineer.
Okay, fine. So, but you're looking into that, moving into IT. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Is there any problem?
Okay. No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can do it. Not a problem. We can do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning. Myself Vijay Patil.
I'm sorry, your voice is not audible. Actually, it's very low. A little bit. Can you increase your voice?
Yes, can you hear me?
Sorry. Others. Can you able to hear his voice?
Yes.
No.
For me, actually, it's very low. Actually, is it only for me or others also?
Yeah, for me also. Not audible.
Okay. I think Vijay, right? Vijay, actually, so can you check your audio side? Actually, it seems it's very low audio.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Something is better. Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
I'm from mechanical background. I'm looking to switch in Azure data in IT.
Okay. So from the mechanical background, you are looking into move into IT, right? So when you have completed that, or mechanical engineering or mechanical oriented one?
2015 I have completed mechanical.
15. That's okay. Fine. Right. Then it's fine. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Vijay. We can do it. Yeah. What about others?
Hi, I'm Srikanth.
Srikanth. Yeah. Yeah. Srikanth. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have done my MBA in 2012. Yeah, I have little
2012. Okay.
experience.
Okay. And then
I'm
year
working as
which
yeah, I have 7 years of experience from BPO industry.
testing? Yeah.
No, no, not testing. As a finance background, I have done my
Oh,
MBA.
finance background. It is
Yes,
not related to IT. So
and
non-IT,
not
so you
related
are
to
having
IT.
experience 7 years. Financial background. Okay,
Yes.
fine. Okay. 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 No problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What about others? So everyone is done, or anybody pending?
Yeah, I'm remaining.
Yeah,
Sorry,
please,
I
Suraj.
just joined.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I just joined it, and
Yeah. Okay.
actually,
Just
I'm
yeah. Tell me.
okay. So I'm from the business background, and so I don't have that much in IT.
Okay. So when you have completed your degree?
2020.
2020. Okay, fine. So which platform?
Oh, MBA in project management.
MBA in project management. What is your UG?
Say it again.
UG. So undergraduation. So what is your undergraduation?
Oh, that's also the business.
Business.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. So okay,
So
thanks
I have a quick.
all of you for
So I
short
have a
introduction.
quick questions. So
Yeah,
how
please.
difficult it's gonna be? Like, is it like more? We have to focus on a coding, or like some Python. So we need to go on
Yeah, I'm going
content.
to tell you everything. I'm going to tell you everything.
Okay.
In
Okay.
this
Thank you.
demo
Thank you
session, I'm
so
going
much.
to tell you everything. So how much
Okay.
percentage of things you have to do it in that with coding, and how much percentage of things you are going to do without coding. So all of these things actually I'm going to explain in this demo. So you don't worry about
Okay.
that one. I can
Okay.
explain to you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Okay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Fine. Okay. So okay. Fine. So okay. Just first I'll give that my demo details actually. So here we are going to see about this one. See, first thing actually, so this is the demo. Actually, we are planning for our Azure Data Factory. Okay? Azure Data Factory. So the Azure Data Factory. Okay, here, just Azure Data Factory. This is the one of the resource in the Azure platform. So then what is Azure? Then what is Azure? So Azure is nothing but it's a cloud technology. Azure is nothing but it is a cloud technology. Okay, Azure is a cloud technology. So what is the meaning of the cloud technology? So for the simple understanding, I'm telling you. So the cloud technology is nothing but so instead of working in your environment, so the work related whatever you are going to do it. So instead of doing those things in your environment, you can use that some other third-party person's environment. So that environment actually it will be available somewhere else. So for example, everyone actually they are working. You all are people are working. So everyone having the office, you are going to your office and you're having that laptop or desktop, everything, something you are having, and you're connecting with that system and you're working on that one. But it is your premises. It is your premises or your organization. Okay, so in that organization, so you are having that all the setup, whatever you need for your work related, you're having those things. So, but in the cloud technology, what will be there now? So the same type of setups, we can do it in that another environment. So that environment actually is going to be in the somewhere else in that location, any one of the location. It might be in that your country or it might be that another country. So it might be somewhere else actually. So you can, but that environment, you can access it from anywhere. Okay, anywhere. Actually, you all people already using cloud. So nowadays the technology that this technology actually is becoming actually sort of very familiar to you all of you. But even before this technologies coming into that picture, actually you people have started to use that cloud technology. What is the cloud technology? How many people are using that your email? All of you are using that your email, right? The email also the cloud application only. It's also cloud application. You can access that application from anywhere actually. So a lot of things actually already you are using, but here in that IT perspective, so a lot of the tools they have introduced in the current market, so to use in that different environment. So from the accessing from the different environment, so a lot of things actually they have implemented in the recent years actually. Okay. So why this cloud actually they are introduced, and why the companies are so interested to use that cloud technology? Why they are introducing, interesting to use the cloud technology. So here, so what is the purpose in the cloud technology now? So one major reason you can access it from anywhere. This is one of the reason. This is the reason the companies are they are planning to use that cloud environment. Cloud, it might be that any of the cloud environment. In the current market, we are having three types of cloud public services. We are having AWS, Amazon Cloud, and then Google Cloud, and these three major public cloud services. So any one of the cloud services, the companies they are started to use it because they can access it from anywhere. This is one of the major reason. So a lot of things actually we will discuss on detail, but this is a major reason. So you don't want to depend your on-premises environment. You don't want to depend that your on-premises environment. Okay, fine. This is the major reason. Okay, fine. So here in the cloud environment, which technology we are going to learn it now? We are going to learn it that the Azure Data Factory. So the Azure Data Factory. So what is that Azure Data Factory? Why we have to use that Azure Data Factory? Where we can use that Azure Data Factory? See here. Why we have to use the Azure Data Factory? Azure Data Factory is the ETL2. Azure Data Factory is the ETL2. See here. Here. What I'm going to do here. Just I'm going to use this one. This is, just imagine this is one of our data storage environment. The data storage environment. So you're having the data, any data, just any data, you're having the data. For example, if you're logging into one of the social media, the Facebook or that YouTube or that Instagram, any of the application actually you are using. So the every application, so you are giving that your data. So that every application they're having the data. Every application they have to store the data. So where they are storing, they are storing in some of the storages. The storages actually it might be that any one of the storage environment. So the storages it might be that one of the database. The database it can be the any of the database. It can be the any of the database. It can be any of the database. So the database actually they are keeping the database. The database so it will have that all the information about the users or about the products or about that your history information, some data. The data are available. So here that ADF where and why we are using the data. So to move into the cloud environment, they are using the ADF. So why they are using the ADF now? So from the storages, so if they want to move their data into that cloud environment, so just imagine we are having that one cloud environment. In that cloud environment, we have to move that our business data. So how we can move that our business data? So here simply, so how we are going to move our business data using that our ADF, Azure Data Factory. We can use a simple explanation about the ADF now. Why that ADF is need for the current market now? Simple, to move the data from that one environment to cloud environment. That environment it might be that on-premises environment. That environment it might be that cloud environment. The source environment it might be anything. It might be anything. It may be anything. So but the data if you want to move into that your cloud environment so what they are using the ADF actually they are using. So simple explanation about the ADF so ADF is using to move the data from that your one source to cloud destination. This is a purpose actually the current market the companies are using the Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory data. So why we have to move the data? Why we have to move the data? See, all the application data, so we cannot expect, so all it will be in that stored in that proper storage way or proper structure or something like that one. So we cannot expect that one. So the data, if you are storing in that one of the on-premises environment, For example, if you're storing your data on the on-premises environment, so in your laptop, you're storing it's on-premises environment. If you're storing your data in your company server, it's on-premises environment, because it will be accessible only for you or your organization. Okay, so if you want to store the data, instead of storing that your on-premises environment, you want to store it in the cloud environment now. So we have to use that ADF Azure Data Factory. We have to use it. So the simple purpose of the ADF is simple. Just we are moving the data from one data environment to another data environment. This is a purpose only. We are going to use that our ADF. So this is the use of the ADF. That's fine. Okay. The ADF is coming under the technology. What is the technology? The ADF is coming under the technology ETL. ETL. The ADF is coming under the technology ETL. What is the meaning of ETL? ETL is nothing but E represent that extract. E represent that extract, and T represent that transform, and L represent that load. So ETL is the ADF is the ETL technology. So what is the meaning of this ETL? Extract, transform, load. What is the meaning of this ETL? See here, just I'm taking that one small example. Just imagine this is our business application. This is our business application. Okay, it might be the any of the application. It might be any of the application. So you are having that your business application, and the business application. Just imagine this is our data input. The data input here. You can enter the inputs. Okay, so here I'm going to enter it. Simple. I'm taking that one registration form. So first name. I'm taking that first name and something last name. Here your contact. And here it might be email ID. Email. And here it is your city name. So here you are going to submit the data. So this type of application, you all people may see in somewhere different locations, similar to different business environment. Correct. So this is a simple application. Just imagine. So you are entering some data. For example, you are creating that one new account in the Facebook. So you are entering all the details. Actually, when you are clicking submit button, so what will be happen? The business, any type of business. For example, so that you are filling that your inquiry details in the training institute. Just you are filling all the details, training institutes, all the details you are filling, and you are clicking the submit. Actually, when you are clicking the submit, what will be happen? This application's data, whatever you have entered, this data will be stored in one of the backend storage. One of the backend storages. See that storage is actually here. Just I'm using this one. So just for the example, I'm taking it's like one of the storages. The storages, it might be the database. The storages might be the database. The database name is called SQL Server. The SQL Server is nothing but it is a database that what is the purpose we are using now? For storing the data. Okay, so when you are clicking the data, when you are clicking the submit button, what will be happen now? So this will be stored, this data, whatever you have entered, this data will be stored into this SQL Server environment. So the SQL Server, all the data, whatever the inquiries raised from the application, all the data will be stored here. See, just imagine one another scenario, the same institute getting that inquiry through the call, through the mobile call, through the landline call, something through the over phone, they are getting the inquiry. So the inquiry information, so they have to collect it. So who inquired, on what course inquired, so when he's expecting or she's expecting, so that information they have to keep it. So what they are doing now, so they are keeping the data in the Excel. In the Excel, just imagine, in the Excel, they are keeping the data. In the Excel, they are keeping the data because this data they are getting from the over the phone. Actually, they are getting the information. So this data directly, what they cannot do it, they cannot store into the SQL server because the SQL server is the backend for this, your business application. The SQL server is the database will get the data only which is coming from the application. So this is also inquiry data, but this data how they are getting? They are getting over the phone. So the Excel also they are having the data. The Excel also they are having the data. Okay, fine. So they are having over the Excel. Actually, they are having the data, and some of the data information, the inquiry information, they are getting from the email. From the email they are getting. Okay, some of the people they are walking into directly into the institute. Some of the people they're walking directly into the institute. So that information also actually what they are doing. So they are using that information also actually they have to keep it in the database. So now imagine just we are having these two storages environment. These two storages environment actually we are having the data the who's enquired the course, who enquired the course. Okay, so then what we have to do? Actually, this data here we are having some of the data. Here we are having some of the data, but in the data, all the data we have to combine. All the data we have to combine, and we have to check from both the environment. We have to check all the record fields are having that information. For example, we need the contact details and email details. We need at least the contact mobile number or email. So we need that. And from which location they are. So we have, for the reporting purpose, we have to check it from which location. So more enquiries are happened. So those type of information, the data, we have to check it everything. Okay. So then what we have to do now? So actual data we are having in the two environment, the two applications. One is the database application. This is called the database application. This is called the Excel application. So they are having the two informations in the two places. So what they have to do? So they want to combine all of this data. At the same time, we cannot expect all the data will be in the same format. We cannot expect all the data will be in the same format. We have to check that one. For example, here we are having five, so 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fields values we are having. The same 5 fields values will be available in the Excel or not. We cannot confirm it. We cannot expect all the things. The major part, it should be contact number and the name. It should be there. These two parts should be there. So here, what I'm going to do now, so all of these things, data, I have to store it in that one common storage environment. One common storage environment, I want to store it. Just imagine, this is your own common storage environment. This is your one common storage environment. Here, you have to bring all of this data. You have to bring all of this data. You have to bring all of this data into this environment. Into this environment, how you have to store it? You have to store it in that structured format. The structured format and the cleaned format. What is the meaning of the cleaned format? For example, just imagine I'm having that one data, so like this one, so Siva, and I'm having that my contact number, so some contact number, and my location, I'm mentioning that my location, Hyderabad, and I'm mentioning that my email ID, so s@s.com. So like this, I'm having. See, this is the data. This is the data. But is this a cleaned format data? No. Is it? It is not a cleaned format data. It's a data. Yes, it's a data. Yes, but this is not a cleaned format data. So what is the meaning of the data? What is the difference between the data and the cleaned format data? Actually, the cleaned format data, now how it should be now? It should be like this. It should be like this. See here. Here, just I'm going to keep it like this one. The cleaned format data means it should be like this. Name, just I'm reducing the size. The name, mobile, location and mail ID, mail ID, mail ID. See here, this is the cleaned format data. The name should be here. The mobile number should be here. Location should be here. And mail ID should be here. See, this is the cleaned formatted data. Why I'm telling this is the cleaned formatted data now? See, easily I can identify one thing. Easily I can identify another thing. The data engineering perspective. If I want to select that only the name, yes, I can do it because that name is a separate column here. If I want to select only the location, yes, I can do it. But here it is not possible directly because it's having that multiple values as a single value. It's a combination of multiple value, so become as a single value. But this is not a correct format. But we cannot expect in these places all information. It will be in that proper cleaned format like this. We cannot expect this one here. See, even ourselves also, we have entered a lot of inputs when we are registering any one of the social media. At that time, are we giving that proper format data? Sometimes we are giving that our short name. Sometimes we are giving that our name along with that our numbers, mobile numbers. So in the location places, actually we are mentioning that street name, area name, address name, everything. So we are fulfilling. So how the data will be formed? The data will be formed like this one. But this is not a cleaned format data. I need the cleaned format data because that for using the cleaned format data only, I can do the analysis. What purpose we have to do the analysis? You have to do the analysis. By doing the analysis only, you can find out that your business status, whether you are getting that your good business growth or your business is going down or up. You can compare it, and which location we are getting that more wanted for our product or something, and which location we are having that our business very dull business and that low business. All the information. So if you want to analyze the data, we have to, it should be very clear format. How we can get it? So for the purpose only that ETL is coming into the picture. ETL is coming into the picture. The ETL. So ETL, what it will do? What is the meaning of the E? E is the extract. Here, using, I'm not talking about the specifically about the ADF. Just I'm talking about the ETL only. The ETL tool, a lot of ETL tools are available in the current market. I will tell you the differences. But here, actually, see here, the ETL is a common one. Just I'm taking the common one for your understanding purpose. The ETL, what purpose we can use it now? From this format to this format, if you want to do it, yes, you can do it using the ETL. Why we have to do it? See, which is easy to understand the data. This format data and this format data. Format data will be easy to understand. But we cannot expect all the input data will come in this cleaned format, because the lot of the current market data, actually market in the current market data generation is a lot of data are getting generation. Whatever you're searching in the Google, it's also data. Whatever viewing in the Facebook, it's also data. Whatever you are viewing in the Instagram, it's also data. Whatever you are uploading the data, file or video file or audio file in the one of the social media, it's also data. Everything is data, but all the data we cannot expect in the cleaned format data. But we need the cleaned format data. We have to do the clean. We have to do the clean the data. How we can do it? So that is the part of that data engineers respective the role. They have to make the data and the cleaned format data. So how they can do it? Using the ETL tools, they can do it. Using the ETL tool, they can do it. The ETL tool, actually, what you can extract the data. So using the ETL tool, you can extract the data. Any data, you can extract it. You can extract any data. You can extract this data. You can extract this data. Anything you can do it. Here, what you can do it? Instead of the ETL tool, what you can do it? You can do the transformation. Inside of the tool, what you can do it? You can do the transformation. Transformation is changing from one format to another format. What is that one? This is the example for the transformation. If the data is having in this format now, you can do the transformation into this format. We need this format. This format data only will be the more effective and valuable data. So we have to do the transformation. The transformation, actually we can do it in using that one of the ETL tool. The ETL tool, we can use it. Using the transformation, we can do it. Then what we have to do? After the transformation, actually what will be happen? We will get the cleaned format data. We will get the cleaned format data. Then what we have to do? That cleaned format data, we have to load it into that our database. Into that our database. Actually, this is called this in real-time scenario. This is called a data warehouse. This is called a data warehouse. Warehouse is nothing but for your understanding. Just I'm telling like this database only. It's like a database only. It's like a database only. So here, all the data will be stored in the cleaned format data. All the data it will be in the cleaned format data. Using this data, what you can do it? You can do it anything. You can do it. You can do the analysis. So actually, this data will be used for the reporting purpose. This data will be used for your reporting purpose. You can generate the report. You can generate the report. See here, actual business application. The actual business application data it will be stored in this one of the store database or SQL or that the file format. A lot of file formats are available in real-time scenario. The detailed file format we can see it in when we are having that our hands-on sessions. But for your understanding, because you people all are from some different environment now, so that is the reason actually I'm taking these two file storage format only, which is common to all, which is known to all. So I have taken these two examples. So from these two environment, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the transformation using the ETL tool. So then that ETL tool actually, after doing the transformation, I'm going to moving the data into that our data warehouse. This environment is called the data warehouse. This environment is called data warehouse. Yeah, fine, we have the data. See, now, simple thing. From here we are getting temporarily we are storing here. It's not a temporary permanent storage, so we can do it anything out of here. But the state data will not be in this common format here because there will be different storages. So all those data we have to make it as a cleaned format data. So then we are bringing that our ETL into that our picture. Then we are doing that all the transformation. Then we are loading the data using this our ETL tool and into that our data warehouse environment. The data warehouse environment is the place where we have to keep that our all cleaned format data. From that environment, we have to get the data and we have to generate the reports. The report actually going to be show that your business status. So this is the purpose actually we are going to use that ETL. So is it clear to you all? So why we are going to use the ETL, where we have to use the ETL. So is it clear to you all? So you people don't worry about that, whether this technology is coding technology or without coding technology, don't worry about that one. So my question is simple. So have you people understood that what is the meaning of ETL? Have you people understood? Yeah, just a response immediately, please.
Yes, understood.
So who are all understood or who are not understood about the ETL, please respond in the message. I'll see the message. Just a ping. Yeah, okay, that's it, okay. So it's clear, huh? Okay, fine. So can we move into the next one? Okay, fine. All right. Here, fine, okay, fine. Here, so what I'm going to do, the list of just some of the ETL tool. List of ETL. See, some of the ETL tools are available. Sorry. See here, Informatica, SSIS, so data stitch. Mostly the companies using these three types of ETL tools. Mostly the companies they are using these type of ETL tools. So these are the ETL tools. Okay, but one thing is these all are they are using in that on-premises environment. On-premises environment. What is the meaning of on-premises environment? They all are using this on-premises environment. Yes, so, but what is the meaning of on-premises environment? See here, Simply I'm taking that one scenario. See, yeah, this is our organization setup. This is our organization setup. See here. See, just imagine these all are your employees working workstation. You are working in one of the project. So employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, employee 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just you're having that one organization. So this is a employment workstation. So the people are working here. So everyone they're working in that system. Okay. It's some project, any project. You can take any project. Some project they're working. The project all the informations. The project related all the informations. The project related all the information they will store in the one of the place they have to store it. One of the place they have to store it. So this part also belongs to your office premises. Here also I'm having one system. Here also I'm having one system. Who are all working in their own system. All the data, whatever they are using, all the data, it will be stored into the environment. So this is our organization. This just imagine this pink color covering it's our office building. Just imagine it's our office building. Okay, this is your workstation area. This red color, this box is representing that your workstations. So you people all are working. Okay, so here this is called workstation. So you people are working here. So you're getting that everyone actually something still a mistake. Just leave it. So here everyone they are working that project. But all the data finally it will be stored into this single system. This system actually it is called a server system. This system it is called server system. This server also located in that that means your physical working place. Your physical working place. This system also located in that your physical workplace. Okay, fine. See your organization environment. This is your organization. Here, this data. Just imagine I am working in some other organization or some other place. Just even you also. So here you are in some other place. You don't have any access. You don't have any access from outside. You don't have any access from outside because this is everything is available within that your organization environment only. Within that your organization environment it will be accessible. Outside of that your organization, you cannot access it. The organization for your understanding purpose I am taking as a single building. Okay, so in the real-time scenario it might be that different location or different city, it might be the different one, but for your understanding I'm taking as a single building. So this is called a server, this is called a workstation. So whatever you are working, all the data will be stored here. Even you, if you want to access that your data, you should be available in that on-premises environment. Then only you can access it. Outside of the on-premises, outside of the premises, you cannot access the data. This type of storages environment or this type of data storages is called on-premises environment. It's called on-premises environment. So within that your environment, so you will have everything, but outside of that environment, you cannot do it anything. You cannot do it. So this is called on-premises environment. So if I'm using the Informatica for the ETL purpose now, yeah, I can do it within my organization. The on-premises server, this server to another server, I'm having, just imagine, I'm having one more server within my organization. So one is a development server, one is a testing server, another one is a production server. Like this in the real-time environment, minimum we will have 3 servers. So here actually just imagine, so in our previous image actually we have seen that when the data directly getting into that our databases now, from the databases to server we can move the data, but that database actually from this data to this data to this data to this server, if you want to move the data now, we can use that one of the ETL tool, Informatica or SSIS or data stage. Within that environment you can do it, but if you want to move this data from that your working station to your cloud environment now, then these will not be helpful. These will not be helpful. These things will not be helpful because it's a cloud environment. It's a cloud means so something is we are having some other different locations. Just imagine we are having our data in the US or UK. Regarding the data center, I will explain it later detailing. Just imagine now we are having that our data. And so cloud is nothing but it's also physical center only. That means cloud means it's not, we're not going to store our data in the sky. We are going to store the data in some other location. But that location, how we are going to access it, like how you are accessing your Gmail. If it is internet connection is available now, so you can access it. But from this on-premises environment to cloud environment, if you want to do the data transformations, this part will not be helpful. This part will not be helpful. So in that time, actually, what we have to use it now. So this is the time, actually, we have to bring that our ADF into the picture. Now, the ADF is nothing but it is also the ETL tool. The ETL tool, why we are using that one? From that, one of the data storage is to cloud environment. If you want to do that for data transformations now, so the data moving now, so that time we can use that ADF Azure Data Factory. The Azure Data Factory, we can use it. We can move the data from that our on-premise environment to cloud environment, or one cloud to another switch. The one cloud to another cloud means Amazon is the one cloud, Azure is the one cloud. Amazon is the Amazon product, AWS is the Amazon product, and Azure is the Microsoft product. So I'm having my business data in the Amazon, AWS. That data I want to move it into that my Azure platform. I can do it. Yes, I can do it. Using that ADF, I can do it. The ADF is the ETL tool for transferring or moving data from the on-premises or cloud to cloud. The ADF. So moving the data. Is it clear? Nowadays, actually, all the companies, they are migrating their data because the current market, everyone, they are keeping the data in that their own on-premises environment. It's a costly, it's cost effective. They are feeling more expensive. So they are spending for that, maintaining their server. That is the reason actually companies are planning to move into that the data into the cloud environment because it's a flexible space. We can pay that amount based on that usage. There is not a fixed amount. We can pay that amount based on that our usage. Suppose that today 1 GB data, just for example, 1 GB data you are having now, so I can pay only for the storage which is accepting that 1 GB data spaces. That spaces only I can pay, it's enough. Suppose later the next month or is going to be increased, the data it might be increased, the 2 GB data. So what I can do it now? So I can extend that one. Scalability is available. I can pay extra amount and then I can get the storage, extra storage. Okay, third month and again the 1 GB data is getting reduced from the 2 GB to 1 GB. Well, now I can return that space. Now I can return the space. That space environment, I don't want to pay that which is not using. I don't want to pay. So that flexibility is available here, the cloud environment. So that is the reason the companies all are there planning, they are doing that data migration from their on-premises environment to that cloud environment. That is the reason only that ADF wanted is more in the current market. Because everybody they are doing that, the migration. Everybody they are doing the migration. So they need that ADF. So this is the purpose. Actually, the ADF is a need for the current market. It is nothing but it's a cloud-based ETL tool. It's a cloud-based ETL tool, cloud ETL. Okay, fine. So ADL is why we have to use the ADF and where we are going to use the ADF. That's okay, fine. Now come to the question. Is it coding technology or not? Should I want to write the code here? Should I want to write the code here? Because I don't have any idea about the coding. So what I want to do, should I want to learn any language? ADF, code-free technology. Code-free technology. Almost 90% or 95% we can say. It's a code-free technology. That means we don't want to write any code. Then how we can do this, all the transformations, all the extraction, all the loading process, how we can do it? User interface, graphical user interface. We are having the feature graphical interface. So almost we can do it. But in some scenarios. So when we are having that huge amount of data, I hope your people are heard about the big data. Millions and millions of data will be there. That huge amount of data, it might not be handled by the ADF alone, which is we are having that graphical features. Using that feature, it might not be able to handle it. In that time, actually, we have to go with that code part. That code part also easiest to code part only. For the purpose, actually, what we should know that Databricks. What is the Databricks? It is also another technology. The Databricks, what we are going to use it now? We are going to use the technology, the code language. It's called PySpark. We are going to learn it. I will teach you, no problem. That PySpark is nothing but Python plus Spark. Then we need the Python also. The Python also I will teach you. So the overall, in the overall ADF learning, 80% actually we are going to learn it using the graphical way. So the rest of the 20% we are going to learn code concepts, coding. Okay, got it?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about the blob storage and data lake? This that also coding or GUI?
No. Yeah. Now come to your question. See, just imagine this is your cloud environment. In the cloud environment, we are having storages. Different storages we are having. Okay, so here just for understanding, only taking M2. This is also storage. This is also storage. This is also storages. See here. Here it will be structured format. The data it will be structured format. Here it will be that file format data. Just for understanding only, I'm taking the file format data. For example, Excel data, CSV data, TXT data. So different types are we are using the ORC, Parquet file types. The real-time environment mostly we will use the JSON, CSV, Parquet files only we will use it mostly. I will give you more detail about that one. So in the regular session. So here the storages. What are the storages are available now? Like this, we are having blob storage, ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage, and Azure SQL DB, and Azure SQL Pool. So like this, we are having different storages. The blob storages and ADLS storages, Azure Data Lake. Azure Data Lake Storage. Azure Data Lake Storage. See, these two using as a storage environment. Nothing but this is like a folder. This is like a folder. You are going to keep your files inside of the folder. That's all. Then here you don't want to write any code. And Azure SQL DB, it is a database. The database actually you are going to store the data in the structure format, rows and columns order. Here actually you have to use that small queries. It's the SQL queries you have to use it. When you have to use it now, so if you are going to do that any of that your data analysis that time, but copying, storing, that time you don't want to write any code. Without you writing the code, we can store the data into that our SQL DB also. This is also one of the storages. Actually, we can store that multiple data sets inside of that our database. Actually, multiple data inside of the server. See, these all are storages. You don't want to use any specific coding for these storages. You don't use anything. See, these all will come under this 80%. Even these storages, actually, we can store the data using the code also. That part, actually, we are going to use it. We are going to learn it using the Databricks. So this is the storage only. So to the storages, if you want to bring the data now, should I want to write the code now? It is not mandatory. You can write your code actually in that Databricks part. It is also possible. Based on the scenario, we have to decide whether we want to go with that our code-free technology or with the code technology. Based on that one, we have to go with that. So for the storages, we don't want to keep any codes. We don't want to write any codes. Using the code also, we can do it. That part actually we will learn it in this 20%. Got it?
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Okay, fine. So any other questions? Well, next actually we go with that our use cases. Then we will go with our hands-on session. One small hands-on.
I have one question. That's a code. So, how difficult is that code? Like a web development?
Now, if you know the English, then you can learn the technology, the coding technology. So we don't want to write anything that a very high-level technical skills actually.
Okay, okay. So it's all related with the data
It's
coding.
all, yeah, with the data related only we are going to write it. We are not going to write anything that has 500 lines, 500 lines, 1,000 lines. All are is going to be in that
Okay.
3 lines or 5 lines or 10 lines. Within that for 10 lines max, biggest things we can do it.
Okay, okay. Got you. Point. Okay, thank you.
It's easy to learn only, so it will not be a difficult one. In the normal technology, what you're achieving by writing that 100 lines code, now that one actually here we can achieve it within that 10 to 15 lines. Yeah. Anything else? If nothing, now we can go with that our next use. We can see that our use cases, how the data will come and how the data storing and how that the ADF is performing. Everything you can see it. Can you move?
Yes.
Yeah, fine. See here, this is the one actually. So I'm going to show you. Just take that our financial domain. Take the financial domain. Actually, the financial domain, actually, the data transactions, it will be happened, right? The transactions. So just to take that your bank. Your data actually it is going to be transaction. The transaction actually it will be that net banking or that mobile application or that so Google Pay. Each one is a separate application. Each one is a separate application. From each application, you are getting the data. You are going to get the data. The data where you are going to store it. Actually, you are going to store it in that one of the on-premises environment. The bank on-premises server environment, it will be stored. It might be the SQL server, or it might be that any of the file storage format. The file storage format, it's like either Parquet, ORC, or Avro, or it might be that in that your data warehouse. Or all you can use it. Or all you can use it. But this all data you have to do that with transmissions, because we cannot expect all the data will be in the proper format. When the data coming from the net banking, the data format might be different. When the data coming from that your mobile app, the data format might be different. When you're doing the transformation using the Google Pay, that time it will get some different data format. I'm telling all the data format, we have to do it in the common format. So what we have to do, and we have to move the data into that our cloud environment, because the cloud is that our data warehouse environment. The final data warehouse environment where we are going to keep the data, we have to keep the data in that our cloud environment. So that cloud environment, so actually what we are going to do, we are going to move the data into that our cloud environment. The cloud environment storages, it might be the blob storages. The cloud environment, the data storages, it might be the blob storages, or it might be the SQL data lake storages, or it might be the Azure SQL. Any one of the data storages, you can use it in the cloud environment. You are going to store the data. You're going to store the data. Here, the data, actually it will become as it is, how they're receiving into that environment, as it is, it will come. The data, they want to do the transformations. Suppose if they want to do that one, so the cleaned format transformations, actually, so that time actually we have to go with our data bricks. Until the storing, we don't want to go, it's not a mandatory. Until the storing the data into the storages, the code is not mandatory. If you want to do that transformations, the cleaned format transformations now, so then you can go with the data bricks or the HT Insight. These are all the transformations purpose you can use that. So here, after the transformation, we have to store the data into another storages, because we have done some cleansing process actually. After the cleansing process, actually we have to store that in the, so that bit data storages might be the same blob storages or the data lake, or same lake or the blob, or the SQL server or Snapshot. So it might be there. So cleaned format data will be stored in one of the storage environment. From here, they will take it into the report, the Power BI report. The Power BI actually it is using to show that your report in that your graphical way. The graphical way report, if you want to show it now, you can use it here. The Power BI actually reporting tool, using this tool, you can analyze the data and you can generate the report. This is the way actually the data are transforming. This is the way data are transforming. So here, how it is done. So this is the one, the transactions from the different applications and moving the data, storing in the one of the environment. From that environment, we are moving the data into the cloud environment, and from the cloud environment, we are doing some data transformation. Then we are storing into our data warehouse. Then we are using that cleaned format data for our report generation. This is the way we are doing this transformations. See here. The same time, the retail environment, actually the Flipkart or Amazon or so Alibaba, Snapdeal, whatever you are doing, whatever the transaction, whatever orders you are purchasing or ordering something. So here, everything is a data, the transaction data. The data actually is stored in the sum of the environment. Then the data we have to move into our cloud environment. Something, same thing, same way. Every platform they are doing the same order only. The domain might be changed. It's a France, this is a retail. The travel, every day they are getting the data. Enquiry data or booking data or canceling data, something they are getting. The data, same thing, they have to store it somewhere. The same data we are going to store it in that our cloud environment. Like this only we are going to. So healthcare department, same. Everything is there. The flow and the data transformation are there. The data traveling flow is the same only. The data will be different. The traveling the data, how one environment to another environment, from the end user to our data warehouse, and report how the data is traveling. This is the way it is traveling. See this part actually, these two parts. See here, these two part. These two part. It's our responsibilities. The data engineer responsibilities. We have to take the data. We have to do the transformation, and we have to store the data into the data warehouse. It is our responsibility. Especially this part, this from here to here, it is our responsibility, the data engineer's responsibility. Got it? Fine. So this is the use cases where we are going to implement that Azure Data Factory. See here, the simple one, just I'm telling you, I'm showing you. Simple concept. Actually, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to keep that my file, one of the file. See, just imagine I'm having simple example I'm taking. This is the one of the file. Okay, this is a file actually. I'm going to get it into that my storage account. I'm going to create that my storage account. So here I need that in everything I will give that very from the scratch level. So you don't worry about this on what I'm creating. So each one what it is and why we have to create everything I will tell you from the scratch. But now since the demo purpose now, just I'm directly I'm writing everything, I'm creating everything. So here what we are doing, we are going to create the blob storage. We are going to create the blob storage. We are going to create it, and it's okay. Then copying. Nothing is there. So rest of the things, blob storage is common name will not accept. I'm using something. So blob storage, I'm adding my name. I'm adding my name. Okay, fine. Then review and create. So the review and create here, I'm going to create it. The blob storage is nothing, but I told you it's nothing, but it's like a folder only. But the technical terms here, we have to use that one container. The technical terms, the container. The blob storage is actually I'm going to create the container. It's nothing but it's like a folder. So meanwhile, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the ADF, Azure Data Factory. Now I have created the storage environment. I have created a storage environment, and I want to create that Azure Data Factory. The Data Factory also I'm going to create it. Create. So that resource group already available. The same resource group only we have to use it as of now. I will tell you why the regular session. I will tell you why we have to keep all of this into the same resource group. And here ADF, just I'm giving the name. Just I'm giving that name ADF Siva. Then okay. Git configuration no need. Then review and create. Okay. So ADF Siva, the data factory name is already taken. Okay, fine. Someone taken. 1, 2, 3. It's also taken. ADF GPS Siva. Yeah, it's available. ADF GPS Siva is available. Then click review on create. Then click create. So here the storage environment is ready. Just I'm going to click it and I'm going to click the container. I will create my container name. It's called input container. Input container is nothing but it's like a folder. Just I'm creating one folder in the name of input. That's all. The input container. In the C drive or D drive, how you are creating the folder, the same way just I'm creating. But the technical term here it is called container. I'm going to create one more container. It's called output container. Then click and create. Then click. So here the input container, I'm going to upload the data, upload the file physically. I'm going to upload the file physically. I'm going to upload it. So here, this is a file, cust1.csv file. I want to copy it. Then click OK, upload it. Now I'm having the cust1. See here. So now what I'm going to do. So from this input container, actually in the input container, I'm having that cust1.csv. From this input container, so I want to copy that file from that input container to output container. See this one, the output container is nothing. No one available. Okay, go to our data factory. This is our data factory. We have created that our data factory in the name of. So this one, what is this one? Click, it will be created. This is the ADF GPS Siva. Actually, we have created this one. So this is available. Click this one. This is the place for opening your Data Factory Studio. Data Factory Studio only you can write it. The Data Factory Studio only you can write it. So how we are going to write this logic? How we are going to write this logic? See, I told you, so all the data is actually we are going to, so we are going to copy, we are going to move the transformation, right? We are going to move the data from that one environment to another environment. In this scenario, how we are going to do that one? From this input container. Actually, this is our source environment. From this environment to, so from this environment to this environment, you are going to copy the data. How you are going to copy the data now? For the technical term, actually, I'm going to tell you now. So how we are going to do that one now? How we are going to move the data now? Using that pipeline. The ADF, one feature is called pipeline. Using that pipeline, I'm going to move the data. I'm going to move the data. What is the meaning of pipeline? Pipeline is that, so pipeline we are using for moving the data. But what is the meaning of pipeline? Pipeline is nothing but collection of activity. What is the meaning of activity here? Pipeline is collection of activity. That's fine. Okay. What is the meaning of collection of activity? Activity means, what is the meaning of the activity? Activity means nothing but actually you are going to do some action. You are going to do some action. Everything you are going to do using a graphical way only. So pipeline is nothing but collection of activity. Activity is nothing but it's action. What is action? Copy is one of the action. Paste is one of the action. Right? So activities are available for doing that actions. So we don't want to write any code. Then the data transformation from this environment to this environment will be happened by the support of activities. By the support of activities. So this combination, all of this activity combination is called pipeline. All of these activities called pipeline. See, let's see in our application. See here, the left side actually we are having these things. Some of the features we are having. So I want to some link services I have to create. The link services. Now, what is the meaning of the link services? What is the meaning of the link services? See, some of the features we are going to learn it. Activity we are going to learn it. Pipeline we are going to use it, and activity we are going to learn it, and we are going to learn link service, and we are going to learn data sets. So here activity, before the activity, what I'm going to create the link services. Why we have to create the link services now? Link service is nothing but it's a connection string. It's a connection string. Connection string means you have to give the path where the file is available. You have to give the path. That path information you are going to have it, and you have to give it actually. So where that files you have to store it. The path details. It's a connection string. It's a connection string. So here I'm going to create it. Very detailed, we will see it in that our regular session. Just here now it's listen what I'm doing and how I'm doing. Just I'm creating. One is that one link services I'm creating because I need the connection string details. So this is the Azure blob storages I have created. Then here I'm using that my subscription. The so free trial is available for the 30 days. So for you, actually, you can create that your account. I will tell you how to create that one when you have to create it. That time you can create that one. So you can use that one. It's a 30 days. It's a free trial available. You can do that your practices using that free version. So now I have done that my link services creation, and I'm going to create that our data set. The data set going to be represent that your data, the data file or data table. I'm going to get it as a CSV file, the data set for the Azure blob storages, and this is for the input. And the link services, this is the connection string I have created. Then from where I'm going to get it, from the input container I'm going to get it. The file having that header details here, then it's fine. And go to this. One more I want to create it. This is also for the blob storage environment because source and destination both are in that blob only, so that I'm using. See, don't worry about this one. So all of these technical terms, you are going to learn it from the very scratch level to advanced, so that you don't worry about that one. Just listen what I'm doing and how I'm doing. And output container. Okay, okay, okay. So now I'm going to create the pipeline. So this is the pipeline I'm going to create it. So here I'm having, so this is called activities, a lot of activities. We will learn these activities and Databricks related activities. Some of the things we will use it, and general, so almost all generals we will use it, and iteration and these things, almost everything we will use it. Now I'm going to take it only that one activity. I'm going to take only that one activity, the copy activity, the source from where I'm going to get it. I need all the files and source, destination, output. That's all. Simply what I'm doing. See, before I'm running, I'm showing you in the output container. I'm click the refresh. Nothing is there. Nothing is there. Go to the environment, that ADF environment, and debugging. And debugging is one of the way for execution. Without saving your pipeline, if you want to test it now, you can do it. Here, it's queued. Succeeded. Now go to your container, refresh it. See here, I'm having that file. The same data, it will be there. The same data. So in the output container, I'm showing you, I'm having that customer ID, customer name, customer email, customer location data, 5 records I'm having, right? So the same file, the source input container, click the same file I actually have moved. Here, the same file actually copied. So this is one of the small example for that moving the data. So now what we did it now, we did it that ELT. In the ELT, actually, we did it only the EL. What is the meaning of that one? We extracted data from that one environment and we load the data into that another environment. The transformation we can do it later. Suppose if you want to add the column, so for example, the same one here, and go to this one. Go to this one. Then go to the output. Select this one. Delete it. In the output container, nothing is there now. In the output container, nothing is there now. See, what is my requirement? What they're telling now? Actually, in the input container data, so we are having this one. We are having this one. These are the data we are having. See, one more column I want to add it. That column should show that one when this pipeline is executed. Or sorry, what is the idea of this pipeline? Every running time, the pipeline, actually we have clicked the debug, right? It is called one of the way for execution. So it's a run. So every run time it will generate the record. It generates the ID. That ID I want to add it. Actually, in the real-time scenario, that ID should be more helpful for analyzing that your pipeline execution. The failures if there happened now, so that time actually we have to. So what they're asking now, they're asking to add that one more column along with that existing column. So we have to add with that one more column. That column should represent for the ID, the pipeline ID. What I have to do? See now, this in the source environment, what we are in the input container source environment, we are having the customer.csv. In the output, nothing is there. Go to here and here. So what I'm going to do, in the source, I'm going to add the column. That column actually, I'm going to get it dynamically. See here, simple pipe, simple. Run ID, sorry. Now let's try. Again debug. So secured, it will take some time usually. But in the live scenarios, live environment, it will be in the very fast. Because everything is depends upon the configurations and Azure cloud setups environments only. So it will be high, something fast in that live environment. Now come to this one, the output container, click refresh. I'm having that file, customer 1.txt, go to the edit. See here, now extra column. Now what I did now, I did that one small transformation. What is the transformation? I need that one extra column. With the existing data, I needed an extra column. I did it. This is also called a transformation. I'm forming my data in that my based on my requirement, right? This is the transformation. Then what we did it now? We did it the ETL, sorry, ELT. ETL because we transformed and load. This is called ETL. We did some transformation before loading the data. That means we added the data column. Then we load the data into our destination. You got it? So this is the way actually we are going to do that our transformations in that our live data actually. This is small, very, very small, and the base concept of that our ADF, how that ADF is going to be used. See, the copy is taking the major part in that our ADF. The copy will be the major, will do that major role in that our ETL. This copy activity, because a lot of the data we are going to copy it. In the live, I'm talking about the live environment. A lot of features are available. That features actually one by one we will see it from the scratch to advanced level. No need to worry about that one. And this is the things actually that ADF is doing. This is the thing only we are going to learn it. We are going to learn what we are going to learn it. So this is the part actually we are going to learn it. So first from the beginning actually, so we are going to understand that what is the meaning of the big data. From that one actually we are going to see that one, what is the Azure Data Factory introduction, how to create that data, how to important concepts of the data factory. So how to create the account and what is the meaning of the integration runtime and the types actually, and how to create the first data factory. Actually, even here now also I have created the first data factory. How to create the pipeline. So now also we have created a small pipeline using that one activity. How to copy the multiple files. How to copy apply the filters. So a lot of things actually we are going to learn it actually. So very depth level we are going to learn it from the scratch. Very depth level we are going to learn it. The duration actually it will take that on around 60 to 6 it will take it. So I can give the assurance. So if you're completing this course now, you will get that knowledge like near to 2 years of experience. The ADF, if you're working really, how much knowledge, so the 2 years of knowledge you will get it. So I can give the assurance, but that based on that your availability, how you are going to give that for the practices. We are going to learn the Python. So we are going to learn the Python. Because the Python we have to learn it for that our data fabrics purpose. So the Databricks actually Spark concepts actually we are going to learn it. So that part at 20% I have told you, right? Already told you the 20%. So for the purpose actually we are going to. So if you know all of these things now, surely I can give assurance. So the more and most wanted will be there for you. Because the current market that data engineers they're expecting along with these technologies, Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks. So these two, if you're having knowledge now, sure. So within a month, if you're doing that course properly, if you're doing that your practices properly, after completing the course within a month, surely you'll get the offer. Whether you people from IT or non-IT, it is not a problem. Understanding is important. That how I can give that one, so that that way actually I'm giving you very clearly, so to understand everything. So you don't need to worry about that one. So everyone will get understand each concept. So you no need to worry about that one. Even you people from that civil background or mechanical background, any of the background, it is not a problem. Here, only thing is you should think logically. That is enough. Where I want to do, what I want to do. If you are thinking logically enough, that knowledge is enough to learn this Azure Data Factory. It is the easiest technology and also the most wanted technology in the current market. Clear? So that's all for the today's session. So now we can get the questions from you. So you can ask your questions. So tell me what is your doubts and what is your clarifications, whatever you can ask with me. submittable or not? Yeah, for completing the course, actually, we need that 50 to 60 hours. We need it. So based on that, your observation, so we can extend, suppose if we need.
Okay. And for like a beginner, after getting this training, how challenging it's gonna be for like a non-IT people?
Yeah, non-IT people actually, so almost you will get that clear idea end to end when you are completing this training. What it will be and what will be the role of that IT employee. Suppose if you are trying like 2 years of experience in that Azure Data Factory now, so that much knowledge you will get it when you are completing this one. And then what we can do it now by attending the interview, we can mold yourself actually more.
Okay.
By attending interview, you will get that more idea what they're expecting. So that part actually, so we will guide you how to attend the interview and how to because within the one interview it is not possible. It's frankly I'm telling you, one interview is not possible. Even working employees also that it is not possible to clear that interview within that single interview. It's not possible. So if you are attending the interview 2-3 interviews now, so you will get to know that one how to react them. So when they are asking. So that actually that idea you will get it now. So by attending the interviews only, because you know everything, but the problem is you don't know how to deliver it as an experienced person. So that part actually you will get it. We will also guide you, and that you will also get it when you're attending the interview. So it will not be big challenges if you're attending that. So usually I will tell you for everyone, not only for that non-IT or IT or beginner, everyone I will tell you, if you're attending the 10 interviews now, you will become an expert.
Okay. So
because
I mean,
you will
after
have
getting,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So after getting this training, we can apply for like a junior level, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Azure data engineer role will be good. It will be like it is because you are going to try like +1+ years or 2 years, around 2 years of experience only. So you will be like a data engineer intermediate level role.
Intermediate level. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Yeah. What about others?
Yes, will you
First
cover
tell me,
SQL also?
was it understandable? Sorry.
Will you cover SQL commands also, or we have to look?
Yes. No, SQL actually it will be covered, but it will not be from the scratch. Actually, if you need, we will so ask you to refer some videos or something like that one. But here also we are having that a SQL part actually. See here, I'll share 1 second. I'll share that my screen. So in our content, we are having that SQL part also. We are having. So how to create this one? Azure SQL data, Azure SQL, how to create it, how to copy the data, SQL to SQL, everything you will see it here also. But the scratch level, it's like a beginner level SQL knowledge if you want to learn it now. So you can refer that any one of that video, it's enough actually. But here also we will tell you how to create the databases, how to write the query, everything we will tell you. But in that environment, the Azure Data Factory environment, how to do it. That means the Azure Cloud environment, how to do it. I will teach you. Okay. Who asked the question? Dasratha.
Yes, Sivan. So for data flows, I believe we need SQL knowledge, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It's a basic knowledge actually. So from the scratch level, if you want to learn it like this, and what is a SQL, how to create the table,
No,
how to
I'm
write
not expecting that. Yeah, I'm not expecting from scratch. Actually, interview purpose. I mean, some of the people will ask how to
entry
get
purpose, everything.
highest salary.
Yeah,
People will ask the
that flow
question.
actually we will cover it. We will cover it along with this content. We will cover it.
Yeah.
Because without using that SQL server, we cannot work out in that our IDF actually.
Yeah. Okay.
So it will be covered. No worry.
So in Synapse also we'll get sufficient knowledge, right?
And Synapse actually, so Azure Snaps, we will not focus on that one. Just only one session it will be there. How to move the data from that after all the transformation into that our SQL Snaps actually Azure Snaps.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Because this part, even this part, it will itself it will take around 60 to 70 hours. So again, if you want to cover that snaps the end to end, then again we need that 15 hours extra. At least 10 hours we need extra. So it is not mandatory also for working in that ADF.
Yeah, thanks you.
But later you have to learn it because projects, everything will be covered. Slowly you can learn it later. Yeah, that's all. So anything else? Any queries from others?
Please share your number, contact number.
Yeah, so you can so the chat window actually, so you can see that WhatsApp number. You can
Okay.
contact the GPS. Yeah. So you will get all the updates.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. What about others? Any questions? First tell me, everyone, was it understandable or not? The session was understandable or not?
Yeah, for me it is yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, understood.
Because you people don't know anything about this one earlier before attending the demo. So now, so if you are having something that idea about that ADF now, so that is the meaning of understandable. So now, are you people have idea about that ADF or not?